Has anyone in here had a vasectomy? All right. I have. Best $75 I've ever fucking spent. We have 2 kids. Izzy is 9, Hawken is 7. I'm going to start that so I don't run over. And we had to do IVF, in vitro fertilization, for our first daughter, Izzy. And that took like 4 years to happen. It was a total shit show and really stressful. And then I got this crying phone call when she was like a year old from my wife, and I was on a business trip, and she's like, I'm pregnant. And I was like, that's fucking awesome. We just saved like 20 grand, right? I'm pretty sure it was from the fucking toilet seat or something, because I don't know that we ever had sex between that time. But the second he popped out of her vagina healthy, I was like, snip, snip, done, right? So anyway, it's funny how no one had, I sure as shit there are more than 2 dudes in here that have had a vasectomy. But that's what this talk is about, sharing your reality. And I'm going to tell you a story about the day I got my vasectomy. I am also old now, and so this table is way too far fucking away from my face for me to read my notes. So this is my lectern now. I have an industrial design background, you can tell that, right? So anyway, I went to get a vasectomy shortly after Hawken was born. I show up there. My wife and I are really kind of independent and supportive of each other and know we can handle our own shit. And so she's like, you need me to come with you? You want help? I'm like, no, I'm cool, whatever. They're just gonna do it and come home. And so I show up, and the first thing the receptionist is like, don't you have anyone with you? I was like, no, I'm fine. So I go back into the room. The receptionist is like, please put this gown on, get undressed, sit down on the table. Nurse will be in shortly. So I, take my clothes off, put the gown on, lay down on the table, and I hear a woman's voice coming in, and I'm like, okay, cool, whatever, that'll be cool. Thinking it might be like some sexy nurse or something like that, and no, it's Wilma, my fucking grandmother. I mean, it's a dead ringer for my grandma. I swear every time in my life I have had something in this area go wrong, I've had to deal with a septuagenarian of some sort, like sort of getting after it. And so she's like, Michael, we're gonna go through this procedure today, blah, 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 tells me all about it. And she's like, also, I have a new nurse sitting in with me today. Is it okay if they sort of perform, a lot of my normal duties and I will oversee them? I was like, yeah, totally, that's perfectly fine. And so I'm laying on the bed. She's like, Lamar, come in. Lamar is 6'8", like 320. She's like, clean him up, get him shaved, and I'll be back. So I'm laying there. And Lamar starts cleaning me up. And I'm like, I usually have to pay extra for this sort of action. And she comes, Wilma, the nurse comes back into the room, and I'm just like, And she's like, oh, no, you don't need to clean that part. And so he redirects her, she redirects him, and he gets it all prepared, and I won't get grosser than that. But then all of a sudden I'm ready, and someone busts through the door. Why the fuck are the cabinets not in already? Why are you guys taking forever? You're ruining my fucking life. And it's the doctor. And he's arguing with his kitchen remodelers. I'm just like, oh God, this guy's gonna cut my balls. And he is pissed off. So adding insult to injury, Lamar's a fucking dipshit. He doesn't ever done this before, and the doctor is just annoyed as shit with him. And so they start arguing, and throughout the whole thing, I am just hugely full of anxiety and scared. Long story short, for those men who haven't had one, it's generally a breeze. Like women, if any of your husbands or whatever, significant others, try to pretend like they're a fucking hero because they went through this thing, they're like, you guys give birth to children. Like, this is like a fucking, like, earache. Not even that bad. So anyway, I went home that night, or that morning, drove home. When they discharge you, they're like, you must ice and elevate that body part. What's the way you ice and elevate your crotch? Well, you have to lay down all day long, right? And so at that time, I was like, I can't take an entire day off of work. And so I laid in bed on my back with ice on my stuff and took 9 conference calls, sent 300 emails, worked 10 hours. That's what you do, right, when you're running your own business? I'm sure a lot of you guys do the exact same thing. That night, Sarah was like, all right, we have a 3 and a 5-year-old. They get up all the time. They're pieces of shit. I'm going to sleep in the guest room so they come in and bother me and they don't bother you. Get your rest. I'm like, awesome, thank you. So I go to sleep. I wake up at 1 in the morning. I am drenched in sweat, literally having a pain dream, wake up screaming, and I feel like I am almost dying. So let me introduce myself. I'll get back to it, don't worry. If I don't get fucking lost along the way. So I'm Michael Nieling. I'm the creative director of a boutique agency called Ocupop. We have small studios across the US. We do a lot of work for really big name brands. We do a lot of work for companies you've never heard of. Most of you have probably not heard of us, but ostensibly the work that we do for people like Google and Facebook and Burton Snowboards and Trek should give you a reason to listen to me. I lean very right in presentations. You guys are going to get a lot more of me than you guys are. I apologize. That's just how it fucking works out. I lean very left politically, so that's weird that there's that dichotomy. But all that work, all that sort of whatever cachet should give you a reason to listen to me. Here's a bunch of reasons why you shouldn't. I'm not super articulate. I swear a lot. If that's going to offend you, I'm sorry, but that's the reality. There's a lot of bullshit in this talk. I'm not a scientist. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a therapist. This is a sample size of 1. Like, it's me. These are my stories. This is my shit. This is how I've dealt with the challenges I've dealt with in my life. We're lucky. We're a small company. We turn away more work than we take. I'm a co-founder on a couple startups, an investor on a couple others. I'm at the top of the food chain in a lot of the things that I do. So a lot of these things work for me in the position I'm in. They might not work for you. A lot of these things work for our agency. If you work for a different kind of agency, they might not work for you. I can only tell you, we do good work for good people, and we get a lot of referrals, and this is the shit that works for me. It might not work for you. So, oddly, and the people who have seen me talk before will corroborate this. I don't talk about my crotch this much normally, but try to draw attention away from it usually. That's why I wear cool shoes all the time. Trying to get people to look there, away from the face generally. Like, this is not my strong suit. But anyway, second story. 3rd grade, Lewisboro Elementary, South Salem, New York. Roll into gym class. There's a fucking 2.5-inch thick moldy mat in the middle of the gym, and there's a 2.5-inch frayed rope, almost as high as this. I mean, this is like a basketball gym, right? And our teacher, our PE teacher, dead ringer for David Hasselhoff, only with a super sweet mustache. Her name was Mrs. Pazarakis. We used to call her Spazarakis. She's like, all right, kids, today we're going to climb the rope. You guys are all going to climb the rope, touch the ceiling, come back down. We're 3rd graders. We have the upper body strength of 3rd graders. Like, we're weaklings. We're like, we're not going to be able to fucking do that. So, of course, this guy, Carter Schwartz, goes first. He's the hairy-backed man-child of Lewisboro Elementary. He fucking gets up there like, yeah, and climbs back down, and we're like all dying because we're terrified. So a couple other people go, they get like, 3 things up and drop down. So then it's my turn. So I'm freaking out. It's scary. I had 2 things working for me. 1, I didn't have the fashion sense then that I have now, so I wore brown corduroys to school every fucking day. There's a lot of friction on the corduroy in the thigh area. So I got a lot of grip there on the rope. Secondly, I said I like shoes, right? Even when I was fucking 9, I had super sweet kicks. Probably Nike Sky Highs, probably with waffle knit, fat laces, don't remember. I did have a pair of parachute pants, but those didn't come till a few years later. Those would have been really bad for rope climbing in hindsight, really slippery. But anyway, so I kind of scrap and shimmy and scramble my way about 10 feet up, and all of a sudden I'm like, fuck, what if I fall? I'm looking down, and I turn to Mrs. Pazarakis. What if I fall? She kind of looks at the whole class and looks up at me. Do any of you assholes want to fall? Now, to be fair, she probably didn't say assholes. But in my recollection, she is definitely smoking a cigarette. And it was the 80s in New York, so I mean, chances are, she probably didn't say assholes, she probably said motherfuckers. And she was probably doing coke, right? So anyways, do any of you motherfuckers want to fall? And I kind of thought about it for a second. I'm like, no, I'm not going to fall. No, I don't want to fall. Then you won't. And I was like, okay, that makes sense. And I scratched and scrambled and pulled my way all the way up to the top, and I made it. Here's the thing, though. I made it to the top of that rope, but the entire time inside of my head, there was a voice saying, you're going to fall. You're going to fall on that shitty, moldy mat, and your fucking brown corduroys are going to split open and expose your ass, and your super sweet sneakers are going to catapult off your feet like a fucking car accident victim, and everyone's going to laugh at you. That's my imposter complex. That's my anxiety. I like to call him Benicio. It's kind of this smarmy dude. If there's a Benicio in the crowd, I apologize up front. That voice has pretty much been there my entire life. It's always been kind of the same dynamic. I'm really good at getting halfway up that rope and then questioning and fucking trying to figure out how to get to the top. Always hearing that questioning voice, that undercurrent of anxiety, that shitty background vocal of, you're full of shit, you're not going to make it. But the thing is I'm really good at getting halfway up the rope. I'm really good at rallying enthusiasm and trust in others for me to succeed. But all the time, there's this unrelenting questioning going on inside of me. So my note here is literally, these are 6 talks worth of notes just scrambled into a pile. But the bullet point here says, Ocupop rules supreme. So I need to sort of riff off of that. Basically, I tend to be really candid in front of crowd. We do, like I said, a lot of really cool work for a lot of really cool brands. We've been doing it for almost 20 years. Ostensibly, like I said, all of that work should make you listen to me. And in the end, that work, thanks to the success we've had, gives me the opportunity to do tons of these talks. I tend to be pretty candid, like I said. I try to share the policies, the practices, the philosophies that influence our business that have gotten me to the point I am at today. But ultimately, like I said, it only is a sample size of one. It's only in reference to me. I don't know if it'll apply for you. These are the things that keep me climbing that rope. Hopefully you get something out of it. At the very least, you'll laugh at me for being such a dipshit and give yourself a pat on the back for being better at it than I am. So another disclaimer. I have a zoology degree, literally. If you have any rhino or giraffe type fucking questions, I have taught orders of magnitude more college courses in branding, marketing, design than I ever took. So I am academically completely unqualified to give the talks that I give. I was pre-med, that's why I was a zoology major. Ultimately, the reason I decided to be pre-med was because I went to high school. I grew up in New York, but then we moved to Minnesota when I was in high school. And in Rochester, Minnesota, where I finished up high school, there was the Mayo Clinic, which is the most prestigious hospital in the world. And there was one of the biggest IBM plants in the country. My dad was an executive at the IBM plant. I was so fucking punk rock, everyone in that town did what their dad did. I wasn't going to be an engineer, so I decided to be a doctor. Showed them. The thing is I did it. I went through the whole undergraduate program, honors degree, applying for med school, blah, blah, blah. But as I was getting to the point of almost applying for med school, I really wasn't passionate about it. I didn't care about it. I just thought it would be a good job. And I was doing it to like fuck off to like the establishment and my parents, which in hindsight was so adorable. But I really was passionate about snowboarding, and I was good at it. My brother was good at it, and so we decided to move to Colorado and become pro snowboarders. That was our plan. Full stop. Move to Colorado, become pro snowboarders. It worked. It worked well enough anyway. I was able to make enough money off of shitty odd jobs and snowboarding to be a subsidized fucking child for a number of years. It was awesome. I got to travel over the place, hang out with cool people, do cool shit. But the reality is, I felt like an imposter the entire time. I feel even worse talking about it now. I was not good enough to be a pro snowboarder. It sucked. I could hang. I was just barely good enough to not be embarrassed to be in contests and ride with the people that were really good. But during that time, Benicio, he gets cold easy, so he didn't like the mountains very much, but he was louder than ever during that period. And that questioning undercurrent constantly was reverberating in my head. And during that time, anxiety slowly worked its way into depression because I felt like a complete imposter, and I constantly was hearing, "You are full of shit. Who do you think you are? Everyone knows that you have no business being here." But in that period, I had an opportunity. So this is where the 5 minutes of old shit comes up. So pull up Instagram or whatever, for the people that have been here before. I was in a team meeting with one of the companies I was getting free shit from. And this owner or the CEO of the company was like, "We're going to have a website next year." This was like 1999, 98 maybe even. "It's going to cost us like $10,000. And I was like sitting in the back of the room, and I just go, "Fuck that! I'll do it for $500. And he's like, "You know how to build websites?" I'm like, "Totally." And I went to the library and checked out a book on how to build websites. And I pirated whatever shitty copy of Photoshop, whatever you needed at the time, and maybe it might even have been pre-Dreamweaver, but that era of shit, and I figured out how to build a website. I scrambled halfway up that rope, and then fucking figured out how to get it done. All the while feeling sick to my stomach and never sleeping and questioning myself. And I used to call this the charm hustle cycle. Basically, convince someone that you could do something you may or may not be able to do, and then fucking get busy on figuring out how to figure it out. And that was how our business started. And it wasn't always the same MO every time. It wasn't always, that we were completely clueless, but it was a lot of fake it till you make it. Fucking hustle. Later on, I started referring to it more as this fuck no, shit yeah duality. And so I did dozens and dozens of these talks called How to Say Fuck No and Have Them Still Love You. Fuck no, say shit yeah, like link bait 101 there. But we did those talks here at South by 2 years ago and 3 years ago. And the whole point was how to say fuck no and still have them love you was positioning yourself as an expert, having the confidence to say no to people, to give them what they need, not what they want. Shit yeah was about capitalizing on every opportunity and every moment and building the entrepreneurial momentum and the confidence and the curriculum vitae to one day be in a place where you can actually say no to people and be an expert and be an authority. I talk a lot about rules and about frameworks on how to decide what you should say yes and no to. And I tell stories about work of jumping on opportunities. That's the shit yeah part. I tell stories about how we justified ourselves and fought back clients and positioned ourselves as experts. So here's a quick example. So I like to disclaim this because I'm sorry, I do that and it gets super fucking loud and I apologize. Can't touch my face. So HTML5, like this makes me feel like an imposter because this is old work, but it's a really great story that illustrates the fuck no shit yeah idea. So we have done a lot of work in open source, a lot of design work for different technology companies. We do a lot of work for this organization called the W3C, which is the worldwide standards body for the internet. And at one point, one of our contacts there called me and was like, you know, all these blog posts, all these conferences, everyone's putting up all these different things when they have a slide for HTML5. Like, I think we need to design a logo for HTML5. And I kind of put my hand over the phone and turned to the person like next to me in the car, and I was like, I think we're gonna get to design a logo for the internet. And that was the shit yeah part, because one, there wasn't much money in it. Two, we knew sure as shit that we were going to get just a deluge of shit talking and hate from the internet when a new logo came out. Whether it was great or horrible, who cares? You're going to deal with a lot of criticism when you do something on that scale. Thirdly, it was a tricky political situation too, right? We had all of the big companies in the world, Google and Apple and Mozilla and Microsoft, all wanting to potentially weigh in on the thing. So we said, shit, yeah, let's do it. This is an awesome opportunity. We're up for the challenge. I have this one kind of mantra sidebar that some of you guys have heard me say before. Nothing comes from no. I didn't make that up. I heard someone say it one time. But the whole point is that when you say no, shit stops there. Like, nothing else is going to happen. You can say yeah or shit yeah or whatever you want to say yes to or how you want to say it, and it might be an absolute shit show, but you know something else is going to come next, right? And so it could be horrible or it could be great, but something comes next. And so that was the shit yeah part. The fuck no part was that we eventually designed the logo, got it completed, got the W3 to sign off on it, and then we needed to get the buy-in of all those companies. And so instead of going to each of them and saying, hey, here's our ideas, what do you think? What would you like to input? We said, no, we're the expert. We're going to tell them what they need, not ask what they want, and we're going to make presentations to Chrome executives and all of their lawyers, Safari executives and their lawyers, Opera, which we weren't super nervous about, but like, you know, we need to edit that out. That was mean. And so I got on these conference calls, and I went through a half-hour presentation showing how we got to what we were going to be doing, when it was going to be happening, and then said, would you like to be a part of it? And that's pretty audacious for a fucking 12, 18-person company to foist that onto those people. But it worked, because they instantly saw us as an expert, and they respected us, and they respected the W3C in that process. Funny side story. On those calls, it's literally a phone call with a screen share back then, because this was like 7 years ago, and it's just dead silence the whole call. And I've told you, I'm like nervous about shit. At the end of it, I'm like, thank you, any questions? Maybe a couple questions, hang up, and then debrief with the W3C people. And they're like, that went fantastic. I'm like, are you kidding me? And they're like, well, what did you want, applause? And I'm like, well, sometimes they cheer. But the fact that they hadn't asked any questions, they hadn't resisted, that was a win. So then the last thing, the shit yeah component of this that closes out this example, is that at one point I was like, people are going to want fucking t-shirts. And W3C is like, we're a standards body, we don't sell t-shirts. And I was like, well, will you let me sell t-shirts? And they're like, yeah, totally. I was like, great, we will donate money back to W3C. This will be, people are going to be stoked. But at the whole time, I was like, fuck, are they really going to be stoked? I just bought 44, or what did I have to buy? It was like $5,000 worth of t-shirts to get the pricing we wanted. I have a garage full of fucking HTML5 t-shirts. And my kids are going to be wearing HTML5 t-shirts. So anyway, the day the logo launched, we were doing a bunch of stuff all night to get the website ready, to get the press releases to the right people, blah, blah, blah. I went to bed at 2 in the morning, woke up at 6:30. I go to my computer, I open my laptop, I have like 2,800 new emails. And I'm like, oh fuck, what went wrong? They were all t-shirt orders from Europe and from the East Coast because TechCrunch or someone had leaked the story early and we had gotten that many orders already. We ended up selling tens of thousands of dollars worth of t-shirts. We donated a bunch of profits back to the W3C. It helped pay people's salaries for a number of years. We still, Jason, we shipped out 3 shirts last week? I mean, we still fucking sell the things. It's ridiculous. HBO got in touch, and they put it in Silicon Valley. That was really cool. At one point, we made HTML5 touch screen gloves with like HTML. If you get in a street fight, I mean, what's more fucking badass?
Well, it's HTML5.
Yeah. We sold them out in like a day. So anyway, the title of this talk, you can imagine, I give not hundreds, but dozens of these talks, right? As you can imagine how that would play out in my imposter-addled mind, right? Like now not only am I doubting myself while I'm doing the actual fucking work, but then I get in a room in front of 500, 1,000 people. The entire time I'm sitting here going, you guys all fucking are pissed off that you came here as opposed to going somewhere else, and you think I'm fucking full of shit. 100%. It sucks. It's super nerve-wracking. Doing 2 of them right in a row really sucks. I'm gonna go throw up after this. The only person who was honest to me after the first talk was John. He said, do fucking better next time. I think he knows Benicio. So here's the thing. Since elementary school, yeah, that's me. Pretty fucking cute, right? 2-collar minimum, always. I grew up in New York, that's what we did. I guess I have men's fashion is all about layering. We all know that. It was freezing in here, so I had to put on more jackets. All the jackets. But anyway, since elementary school age, since climbing that rope, I have dealt with mild to severe anxiety problems. My anxiety has always been focused on performance. Will I fuck up the test? Will I make an error in the baseball game? Will I crash in the snowboard contest? But actually, Benicio is far more explicit than that. It's not just, will I fuck up and will I not do well on the test? It's, you're going to flunk the test, you're going to get kicked out of school, and your parents are going to fucking disown you. You're going to make an error in the championship game, and you're going to lose the baseball game, this season, and your team is all going to hate you. You're going to crash on the first run of the half-pipe contest, and you're going to be fucking debilitated for life. He's very melodramatic. And this anxiety, this imposter complex, has led to thousands of sleepless nights for me. It's caused clinically dangerous weight loss. I've fluctuated by 70 pounds in my life. This didn't go over well in the first talk, but I'm going to go for it again. Because I think it's fucking funny. For 17 fucking years, I had this thing on my pinky toe that itched like fucking crazy. And it was all from anxiety. I went to one guy thinks it's funny. It itched so bad. Oh, but it felt so good when you would itch it. It was some sort of eczema from anxiety. And finally, once I started to be healthy, it went away. Haven't had it in years. So, while that anxiety and that imposter complex has always been there, since I was that age, Grace did that, and she's a jerk, because that makes me feel really bad, but it's very appropriate. It's also fueled all of my success, I feel like. Being legitimately terrified, 100% convinced that I'm going to fuck it all up, has caused me to overtrain, to overpractice, to overprepare for everything in my life. That self-doubting voice in my head is generally on the losing side of that argument. But up until the second I open my mouth on stage, up until the second I start writing on that test booklet, I'm 100% convinced I'm going to fail, and I'm completely convinced that I'm going to bomb, but I push myself forward. And that's the thing. That anxiety drives me. Far less frequently, I've also dealt with depression. That's when the towel gets thrown in. That's only happened to me a couple times in my life where I've really gotten shut down by being clinically depressed. More often, the panic, the stress, the doubt, the anxiety actually drives me ahead. The thing is, I don't suck. I'm going to go back to this for a minute. Anxiety is not necessarily just how I'm wired. It's not just like chemical shit and genetics. It has to do with kind of judgment and appraisal, right? And so when you're little, when you're younger and you're dealing with this stuff, there's like these objective points where you can kind of deal with that performance anxiety, when I could deal with that sort of imposter complex. For example, like Benny Benicio in my head saying, you have no business being in the honors math class. You're a skateboarding punk, and these people are all geniuses. You should get the fuck out of here. Well, I study as hard as I fucking can. I throw up before the tests, but I work really hard. I don't sleep, and I get an A. And I'm like, fuck you, Benicio. I'm not an idiot. I can do this. The problem is when you're 40, there's not a lot of races to win or tests to ace when you're 20, 30, 40 years old. So let me break it down a little bit more. For a lot of people, success is measured in terms of money. I've never really been motivated by that. I do pretty well. I've had a great career for 20 years. Between my wife's job and my income, we are very comfortable. My companies are safe. We do all right. But the problem is for whatever reason, I said I was really charming earlier, right? Or the charm hustle cycle. I've got a lot of friends, a lot of colleagues, a lot of clients that have sold their businesses for $600 million, $200 million, that at 28 were done. And so when I compared my stability or lack thereof, or like the success I'd had to all these people around me that were cleaning up, that were selling out, that were done, that voice in my head was saying, you're a piece of shit loser. You're not successful. Look at those guys. And I was never really objectively able to refute him. So think about it. When you're in elementary school and grandma gives you $50 for Christmas, you're rich. When you're in college or in your 20s and you have $2,000 in the bank, you're set for months. As you get older, that threshold continually rises, that point of stability that you're looking for. Do you have enough money for security deposit? Do you have enough money for down payment? Do you have money for private school tuition for the kids? Do you have enough money saved for college tuition? Do you have enough money for retirement? And that threshold continually rises and rises and rises. And unknowingly, that was the test I was trying to get an A on. And every time I'd start to approach that curve or a spot 2 years ago I might have thought would be stability, I'd realize that it was chasing far away from me. So when anxiety is telling you you're an imposter and you can't objectively prove it wrong, what do? You work harder, you overwork, you overtrain, you overprepare. If I felt like an imposter, I sure as fuck wasn't going to let anyone else know it. I built up a facade of being a superhero. I wanted to send emails at midnight and again at 2 a.m. and again at 4 a.m. I wanted people to see how fucking much work was getting done and how fast it was getting done and how incredible I was. And it worked. On a couple of levels it worked. One, the more I worked, the more money I made. And it wasn't driven by wealth, it was driven by a search for stability. But the problem was even though I was making more and more and more money, I kept chasing a level that I could never reach. Secondly, it worked in the sense that everyone around me was fucking blown away. Their work is incredible. They're so responsive. He's a fucking superhero. It's insane. He's prolific. I would do shit in a day that they would expect to get done in a week. We would get shit done in a month that was supposed to be a six-month project. People were blown away. That felt great. But the problem was my anxiety, my feeling of being an imposter, prioritized work, fueled work above all else. My relentless pursuit of stability and success put it at the top of the pyramid all the time. I would take calls in the middle of the night. I would take calls when I was feeding my baby. I would take calls on Easter fucking morning. I would ask for them. I lied constantly about standard family shit. I not only didn't feel okay about being like, we can't meet. It's 4th of July weekend. I would be the one asking to meet on 4th of July weekend because that made me look like I had my shit together and made the other person be like, holy fuck, this guy's on it. So the problem is that I was begging people to ruin my nights and weekends. And as you imagine, my personal life struggled. I have now they're 7 and 9. In that story earlier, they were 3 and 5. Izzy is 9, Hawken is 7. I would play with them all the time. I was a good dad, but I would, play with them in the yard, dragging them by my feet, but I'd also drag my phone along always. And the second it rang, or the second an email came in that pissed me off or that I had to deal with, I would disappear for hours or days to the office. And then I'd come back, and I'd be a totally different fucking monster than the one they dealt with when we were playing in the yard. That same instability lived in my marriage. Sarah, my wife, and I, we do all the things normal couples do, like romantic shit. We would go on cool trips, we would have nice dinners, we would hang out, but the reality was I was never fully there. I was never present. I was always feeling guilty about not working. Our sort of the ups and downs of our relationship were dictated almost 100% by dipshits on the other side of the planet, not what we were dealing with. I was the one making it happen, obviously. And the reasons in retrospect were pretty simple. One, I had built that facade up far too much to ever let it crumble and show people that I was a regular person. Like, what if they found out I actually did have a family and wanted to be with them? And if I didn't keep working as hard as I was, how would I ever reach that threshold? How would I ever achieve that stability I was looking for? Lastly, it was really funny, the last talk. So the people who have seen me before know that like sometimes we've done these fuck no shit yeah talks. I swear a lot. Last year we actually had I got a formal complaint from our contacts at South by that during my talk, and a few of you were here, not here, but a different room, they actually had to stop the talks above us, below us, on either side because we were screaming fuck no, shit yeah so loud. And the previous talk here, we didn't do any of that because I didn't want to do that. I'm not fucking Gallagher. We don't need all sorts of weird tomfoolery. But also, there were people from the Vatican next to us. And I was like, and I grew up Catholic. And so if anyone else here grew up Catholic, you know that the entire religion is fucking predicated on guilt, right? So that, along with the fact that, the things I like to do recreationally, skateboarding, snowboarding, surfing, they're not like real sports or regular sort of standard things. And so, and even the way our business started. I started this business as a dirtbag snowboarder right out of college. First 5-6 years I ran the business, it was out of my fucking bedroom. And so I would constantly get friends at parties saying like, must be nice to not have a real job. And I'd be like, yeah, your real job where you get to work 8 hours a day as opposed to 18 sounds fucking tough. But the reality is I felt guilty for any moment I wasn't working. So that facade was up there and I couldn't let it crumble because I felt like I was being lazy or irresponsible if I wasn't working. If I wasn't sleeping, I should be fucking working. Or maybe skateboarding, but probably working. So all that left me detached from everyone I loved. I was on edge and short and constantly wound up, and I felt guilty for any moment that I wasn't working. Actually, the guy that I started the business with coined this phrase, Ocupop, never not working. That was our slogan. So at this point in the talk, I thought we might have been a little bit down, so I thought that it might be fun for you guys to hear a little sidebar. But we're running out short on time, so I have to do this quickly. This is my son, Hawken. He opened my computer, unbeknownst to me, and actually, when I printed this out, there's this page in the document. Hawken is awesome! I love lions! Yeah! Woo! Hugging giraffe. Hugging is 7 years old. It is 2017, year of the rooster, $. And this is the part that I want everyone to adopt. Use this liberally. Joke station! I've never heard him say that before. What did the green light say to the red light? Don't look, I'm changing. So anyway, let's jump back to 2012, middle of the night. I'm sweating, I'm dying, I'm having a heart attack. I crawl into this guest room. My chest is collapsing, my whole left side of my body is numb. It's fucking terrifying. I've hurt myself in a million creative ways as a snowboarder, skateboarder. Always have been able to kind of pull my shit together and be like, we're gonna make it through this. I couldn't calm down. I grabbed, up the side of the bed, grabbed Sarah, hey, wake up, wake up, wake up. She said, what's going on? And I tell her, and she's like, fuck, whoa, I'm gonna get the kids, we're going to the hospital. I was like, fuck no! I would rather die right here than wake up a 3 and a 5-year-old in the middle of the fucking night. I was like, I will put you on speakerphone, and I will we lived like 8 blocks from the hospital, so I put it on speakerphone, get in the truck, drive to the hospital the whole time. I get there, you roll out of a car into like the parking lot in front of the emergency room, and like it's code blue instantly, like everyone is on you. They pull me into the emergency room, they hook me up to a bunch of shit, they sedate me. I kind of come to a few hours later. Doctor comes in. You don't sleep a lot, do you? I was like, I get like 3 or 4 hours a night. And I was proud of that shit. He's like, that wasn't a heart attack. He's like, it was a panic attack. I said, it probably felt like you were dying. You were out of control. But it wasn't a heart attack. It was a panic attack. The attack was the beginning of the end. Shit fell apart completely at that point. All I wanted to do was sleep. My head was full of bad shit, and I did not want to be conscious. I never wanted to kill myself, but I definitely didn't want to be alive and awake. So I tried to sleep all the time. Problem is I couldn't. I couldn't sleep. So I tried to work all the time, but I couldn't focus. So I just started exercising nonstop. Run 20 miles, not 20, some days it would be 20. Run 10 miles, get home, ride that high for 30 minutes, then go for a 30-mile bike ride. Ride that high for another hour, then go to the gym, swim for 2 hours, until I could pass out from exhaustion. It felt like I was fucking drowning, dying, physically and mentally, 24 hours a day. Except for when I was with my kids. The weird thing is during that period, they became my oxygen. It was such a change. The guy who used to run away from them when a call came in and be like, stop, would fucking throw my phone through a wall if someone called me when I was playing with them, because they were my lifeline. I would count the minutes till I could pick them up at school. I didn't need to be a superhero to anyone but them at that point. But what about when they weren't there? So when I bottomed out, was lightheaded all the time, fucking like 120 pounds, I decided it was time to get a therapist. As a guy who's always scrambled up that rope and figured out a fucking way to get to the top, I've never really faced anything that I didn't think I could just fucking do on my own through sheer willpower or force of, conscious or whatever, but I knew I couldn't handle this. I knew I couldn't make it happen on my own. So, easy enough, right? Went on the insurance company website, found a counseling center near me, made an appointment, went in the next day, sitting there. There's a shitty water feature in the corner and fucking whatever, Women's Day magazine. Door opens. It's fucking Wilma. It's the lady that looks like it's not, but I swear to God, it's like another old lady. Suffice to say, sharing my deepest, darkest secrets with a septuagenarian, an adorable one, granted, only raised my anxiety. So I went home, and I booked appointments with 6 more therapists. I didn't know what I was looking for, but I had a few basic things that I wanted. I knew that I wanted them to be smarter than me. I wanted them to call me on my bullshit. I didn't want me to be able to drive the context of the conversation. I wanted them to be able to drive it. I needed someone who was tenacious. I wanted to attack my unlivable life with the same tenacity that I had built it with. I wanted to burn it to the fucking ground, and I needed an architect to help me build draw up the blueprints. So I ruled out the first one right away. She was too old. She was adorable, but old. Second, they couldn't keep up. Third and fourth were great, but they were way too nice. I felt like I could control the conversation. I didn't just want a shoulder to cry on. The fifth one actually ended up being the one I almost went with. But when I was considering 6 and 7, my wife actually stole her from me. So we're still working through that. Number 6 was the only dude I met with. And that's weird, right? Somehow I felt like I'd be more comfortable talking to a woman about it. And oddly, in 6 years of therapy or 5 years of therapy since then, my current therapist and I have never dealt with this weird mommy issue that I apparently have. But anyway, that dude, the guy, was fantastic. He was super professional. He was really articulate. He was really empathetic, and we really had a great dynamic. But about 20 minutes into the conversation with number 7, she said this thing to me. Fuck you, why did you really do it? You had me at fuck you. She had the confidence to pair with the credentials. She could break me down as well as build me up. That was what I was looking for. I was in crisis. So I saw her 3 days a week for a long time. She helped me see things differently. We started with simple shit. Like, I started setting meetings on my schedule. I started asking to have meetings when they worked for me, not when I thought they might work for other people. I wasn't a complete princess about it. I gave options, but I actually stood up for myself, which is funny in light of the fuck no shit, right? I started charging what the work was worth, not what I thought someone could pay for it. I started setting deadlines on when we could get it done, not when I thought it should get done, or what the expectation of when it might get done would be. And the crazy thing is even when I was non-functional and a piece of shit curled up in a ball, our companies did great. And when I came back and I was just a normal person, not a superhero, we fucking kill it. I don't have to be that person. And so, ultimately, that all sounds super simple. It sounds a little self-help bullshitty, I apologize, but the reality is that shit still goes bonkers for me from time to time. 3 weeks ago, I had some bad stuff happen in my life, and I almost fell back into the deep. But I'm generally above water. I still see that same therapist once a week. It's usually via Skype because I'm all over the place constantly. But most of the time, I have my shit under control. I'm a better leader, a better father, and a better husband. I'm not drowning anymore. So how did I make it? How did I make Benicio shut the fuck up? How did I get out of this? How did I stay above water? Well, lots of therapy, being more comfortable in my own skin, being good, being exemplary, but not worrying about being superhuman. Ultimately, just being comfortable being me. That's not a huge leap, right? But what if you share the real you, and the response you get just confirms what your imposter complex has been saying all along? That sucks, right? Me stumbling through these stories and sharing these things with you, what if you all just think I'm full of shit? You might. But what's the one thing I want to hear back from you? What are the 2 words that would fucking mute all of that worry? If you said, me too, right? And so ultimately, Brene Brown is a scientist, a doctor. She's a good public speaker. You can search for her on YouTube. That's her thing. She says feelings of shame, feelings of being an imposter, cannot survive empathy. If you're vulnerable, if you put yourself out there, if you drop that facade, you're going to get that me too. No one knows what the fuck they're doing. No one. Obama, Trump, obviously. So how did I get that asshole to shut the fuck up? Like I said, schedule meetings for me. I wasn't a prima donna, but like I don't want to do a big like sales pitch for X.AI, but like it's this virtual, like it's an artificial intelligent virtual assistant. I've been using them for a long time. You tell a robot what times you can meet with people, and it makes all your meetings for you. It's awesome on multiple levels. Meetings happen when they should happen. 2, it's a great vetting process, because anyone who gets in an argument with a fucking robot is an asshole. Or an idiot, or both. I started sharing my stresses, my anxieties, my personal shit with my friends, with my colleagues, with my clients. And ultimately, I got that Me Too perspective that I needed. Success wasn't easy for them either. They didn't feel like they had made it, even though they had $400 million in the bank. All of us are dealing with this. That's the reality of everyone, unless they're some sort of fucking sociopath. See if they'll argue with the robot. Ultimately, I tried to be authentic and vulnerable. I tried to, share my real me. One of the things is that I'm a 17-year-old trapped in a 40-year-old body. I'm still just that kid. And a lot of the times, a outward manifestation of a 17-year-old is the poster child for a midlife crisis. I literally asked Abby earlier today, am I a douchebag? Am I trying too hard? And she's like, as long as you're asking yourself those questions, I think you're safe. But the reality is that like I know who I am. I have my high points. I stick with them. Ultimately, I look the way I do and I act the way I do because that's who the fuck I am. I get funny looks sometimes in board meetings. My mom still wishes I'd cut my hair, but this is who I am. Part of being comfortable in your own skin is knowing what you're good at and sticking to it. That fuck no shit, yeah stuff, I have given those talks probably over 100 times. I use the same script, and it's just like, oh my God, they all know I'm full of shit. But like, it's my script, it's my truth, I deal with it. I'm a horrible fucking singer, but my kids want me to sing songs to them every night, so I have 3. Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star, Itsy Bitsy Spider, and Take Me Out to the Ball Game. That's my set list. If Sarah's out of town and I need to throw another one in there, National Anthem might get thrown in. I have one impersonation, and it's fantastic, and we only have a couple minutes left, so I'm going to do it. It's Sean Connery. It's only one word. Bratwurst. See? They like that, see? The toe thing doesn't work, but Sean Connery works every time. So ultimately, who's the critic? Who does Benicio sound the most like? Who does your imposter complex, what does their voice most eerily remind you of? You asshole, right? It's me. We're our worst critic. And it turns out after years of being more me to more people, being more vulnerable, sharing my reality, living more reasonably and more realistically, my insecurity, my imposter complex has been far more impressive and inspiring to myself and to others than I totally fucked up the slides. Then my imposter complex, my insecurity has been more inspiring to me and to others than any superhero ever could been. And only through that vulnerability have I been able to connect with people and feel comfortable in my own skin. Because ultimately, through honesty and transparency and vulnerability, I've been able to shut that guy up. Because the easiest thing about telling the truth is you never have to think about what to say. So that's all I got to say. We got to get out of here.